Hello and welcome to the Writers Forum. My name is Valerie Adams, and today I have with me the amazing Ingrid DUPUY. She is an awesome woman of God, I would say. And she is the founder of Charity Trade Foundations Incorporated. And I want to welcome Ingrid to the show today as we talk about her mission, her goal, and how she's using her voice to impact culture. Of course, kingdom culture, we talk about, the artists and their mission, their goals. So today I'm so excited to talk with Ingrid about what she does with Charity Trade Foundations. Good afternoon, Ingrid. How are you?
Good afternoon. I'm great, thanks. And you?
I am doing well. It's so great to have you here. I know that there's so many people that are impacting cultures and communities. And when I came across your work, um, we met on a social media platform and we just connected. Like
Yes.
it was, God had us in the same place at the right time, and we just connected. And just want you to talk a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Sure. Great. So I'm Ingrid DUPUY. I'm the founder and co-CEO of Charity Trade Foundation Incorporated. And we are legal in both Liberia, Africa, as well as America. And we're looking to span globally throughout the world to provide as much basic needs to everyone as we can. So our mission is give and get back through innovation without segregation.
Give and give back through innovation without segregation.
Correct.
Talk a little bit about that.
So we came about our mission because we want to be able to, and we believe that everyone deserves a fair chance. Everyone deserves basic needs, and everyone deserves the things that you need to be able to survive in this world. Food, clothing, shelter, education. We're working to solve health disparities across the world, provide solar panels in places, as well as fixing the infrastructure over in Liberia so that, they can have roads to access the things that they need in order to be able to survive.
Awesome. How long have you been on this mission?
So unofficially, we came together in 2018. And then we became legal internationally September 7th in Liberia of 2021, and legal in Connecticut as of October 17th of 2021.
Wow. And so you're US and you're Liberia. How did you make that connection? How did you pick this charity?
So the way it actually got started was I actually met my co-CEO, and he's from Liberia, Africa. His name is Rufus Kemakai. And so we started talking about, wanting to make a change in the world. And I was trying to make a connection to my family as far as our roots were concerned. And so I found out that there's a village named after my mother's maiden name, which is Toppin Town in Liberia, Africa. And so I actually met a 120-year-old woman with the last name Toppin. And so we just made a connection. Today I call her grandma, and so just having a connection with her and being able to formulate the same ideas and want the same thing as far as changing the world is what brought us together. We've all been life changers throughout our life, but it seemed like God brought us together at the right time for the right reason.
Wow. And you're managing this foundation right there in your home, even during this pandemic. You've been managing.
Yes.
Wow. That's amazing. Talk a little bit about, I know that you have experienced in the past some health challenges, and what really drew me to your story was the fact that you're somewhat physically disabled. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
You talked about having screws in your neck or screws in your body right now.
Correct. I'm a survivor of domestic violence, and as a result, I have 10 screws in my neck, unfortunately. But fortunately, I'm still here, and God keeps me pushing forward. I also went a period of about 2.5 to 3 years without being able to walk unassisted. And so I went for a routine back injection. And so I was unable to stand up afterwards. And I literally had to crawl from the street into my home in order to be able to get to my bed and crawl around the house to be able to care for my 12-year-old son. And so as a result, I believe it definitely showed me how strong you can be in the face of adversity.
Wow. So right now, you're unable to walk, is that correct?
I can walk, but I use a walker. I actually collapsed and sprained both ankles simultaneously, and had repeated concussions as a result. And so I've been on a path of healing. And so I've been going through physical therapy and, things like that. So
Well,
God is good because
we
I'm
know that,
actually walking.
wow, we know that God is a healer, and he takes us through a process, of healing. And I just commend you to use, your platform, your ministry, um, right from where you are to impact global communities. Um, so often I noticed that through the pandemic, we've been found in spaces of creativity where we, create another job or create another income. But you
Right.
created a service, you created a community that you could assist even in your what seems to be incapacity to the world. So I just think it's so amazing that God will use you in this regard, and how you're helping um, others to, live normal lives. I know that we take it for granted, just being able to have a place to live or have food or be able to walk or exercise. But there's so many things, so many times that we have to, be thankful, and I know that God is a healer. I know that God is a miracle worker. I know that God is healing you even as we speak. But I know that sometimes it can be interesting a process that God takes us through. And talk a little bit more about the communities in Liberia, and what they do stand in need of. I know that you have Charity Trade Foundation. You have a GoFundMe page right now that people can subscribe to. It's a GoFundMe page that people can subscribe to, and it's listed as Charity Trade Foundation. Talk a little bit about what that foundation has actually done over the last few months.
Definitely, definitely. So over the last few months, we've worked to provide food. Even if they can't get food anywhere else, they can come to the compound where the office is located and be able to eat during our meetings. We provide training. So we have taught some of the gentlemen how to do construction trades. And so they actually built our charity Trade Foundation office over there in Liberia from the ground up. We also help people learn how, like we did a cleanup project last Saturday. And so we did some cleaning in the streets. We had a group of about 45 to 50 people who were cleaning. We provide clothing, we provide shelter sometimes for the young boys when they don't have anywhere to go. So at night, sometimes the charity office will run as a, kind of like a makeshift shelter until the morning comes, and then we, do our regular business work. So literally, we definitely do something. Every day that God wakes me up, I'm doing something different to change someone else's life. And so that's what I feel like my purpose is to keep going because God continues to wake me up each day. And so out of gratitude and, honor, I feel like it's my duty to make sure that someone else has a better chance at life.
Wow, that's amazing.
Thank you.
I think it's so important that we never take it for granted. Um, Never take for granted life and just the simple things that you know God has called us. That we're blessed. We're blessed people. And if you're watching right now, you can actually support charity trade foundations at the GoFundMe page. The link is there. And I do want to encourage you to, if you are not servicing communities, find a way to fund or support organizations like this. It could be a U.S. organizations. It could be Liberia. It could be somewhere in England or India, Africa, other parts of Africa. But whatever you find the need to serve and support, I think it's so important that we do that as communities, as a kingdom culture. We know that technology is on the is a wave, and there's so many communities that do not have the technologies that we have. So we're able to support with just being able to send information and resources in that regard. Talk a little bit about the technological aspect of being able to support from where you are.
So technologically, there's not as much access to internet in Liberia as there is in America. And so the way we have to communicate is that they load data onto their cell phones. And so we communicate through WhatsApp. We communicate through the app, the Breakout app. And so they come on and we're able to talk about things, meet other people from around the world, discuss our missions, discuss the things that we are doing and the changes that we are making. We installed our first solar panel about 2 weeks ago. And so now they actually have light where there was no light before. So, things like that make a big, big difference. You'd be surprised how you get to having access to these things. Like I walk inside and I flip on the light switch and I just expect it to be there. It's not the same. It's pitch black. There are no street lights. And so when we first installed lights on the property, we hooked up a generator, but it takes about 45 minutes to an hour to walk to the closest place for them to be able to get fuel. So it was more important for me to be able to not only help save the environment, but make it so that they have access to lights 24/7. And so now they're able to charge their cell phones. We're able to we're going to put in refrigeration to help preserve the food. Eventually we're going to, because there's a river behind the property, so we want them to be able to preserve the fish that they catch, as opposed to having to catch them every day and able to be able to eat. We also plant on the property. So there is plantains, and we're growing coconut trees, potato greens, all kinds of things, corn, in order to be able to provide food. Currently, we're getting rice from the market, but the rice is very, very expensive. So I'm looking for a way to, either funnel funds or get food over, because shipping it at this time is also exorbitant. So definitely trying to solve the food shortage, the clean water issues, and things like that, to make sure that they can at least have a clean meal and not end up catching like typhoid fever because the bugs have, tainted the food, or, and help them get health care, because there's an issue with malaria still there. So things like that is what we're working to solve, those type of disparities across the world.
Wow, wow, wow. Well, thank you so much for your service, and thank you so much for Charity Trade Foundations. Again, this is Ingrid DUPUY, and she is actually the founder and of the Charity Trade Foundation. And you can go to her GoFundMe page, support the mission, and just send her some love on that GoFundMe page. Now, Ingrid, if they wanted to get in touch with you, where can they reach you, other than what are your social media handles? What are your other outlets that they can reach you at?
Sure. Right now, currently, our website is under construction, but when it goes live, it will be charitytradefoundation.org. Right now, you can email us at charitytradefoundation@gmail.com, as well as we do have a Charity Trade Foundation Facebook page, which is connected to Rufus Kemakai, my co-CEO in Liberia.
Great and great. Well, I do want to thank you for stopping in today at the Writers Forum and sharing your mission, sharing your goals, and just doing the work. You're actually doing the work. So I do appreciate you. And we so appreciate you for being that impact in global communities. Now, what specific community is that in Liberia, in case someone wants to actually start something there, or just find a place to support?
Sure. It's Monrovia, Liberia. And so throughout Monrovia, we have connections in Upper Caldwell, Viatown Junction, New Jersey, Westport. We have quite a few branches, so to speak, where we perform different meetings to help get to the people who can't all come to the main office. So the main office is in Upper Caldwell, Samakai Town Junction in Monrovia, Liberia, Africa. And so there are some smaller communities surrounding that we serve as well. And so we travel to those communities in order to be able to conduct meetings. So throughout the month, we're traveling around and making sure that, needs are being met in different areas around the headquarters.
Great and great. Well, you have heard it here on Kingdom Culture, the Writers Forum. We're talking kingdom, we're talking impact. And I do want to thank you, Ingrid, to pray for your service and serving communities. You guys have a great day, and God bless you.
Thank you. God bless you.